Having just spent 21 verses railing about the perceived injustice between the rich and the poor, the psalmist in verse 22 through 25 of Psalm 73 chooses to whom he will serve. Verse 22 of 73 reads, "Then I was senseless and ignorant. I was like a beast before you." The psalmist condemns his own ignorance, seeing that his conduct has been wholly irrational and senseless. His views have been short-sighted, that he has been stupid, like animals that have no concept of a hereafter. Admitting that he had judged happiness by this mortal life of outward appearance and by fleshly enjoyments. Haven't we all been there? Reflecting on his newly gained insight in the presence of the Lord, the psalmist determines that he will not murmur or complain any more. Rather, he will be resolved to lean on the guidance of God's counsel and commit himself to fully serving his Lord. Verse 23 of Psalm 73 reads, "Nevertheless, I am continually with you, and you have taken hold of my right hand, despite my lapse into sinful, foolish thought." The psalmist writes, "Faith has carried me back to the foot of your throne, and I remain continually in your presence. Even though I have walked along the edge of the slippery slope, you have held fast to my right hand." Verse 24 reads, "And with your counsel you will guide me, and afterward receive me to glory." The psalmist writes, "I am finished following the foolish path of my own irrational wisdom and fully submit to your inerrant counsel." Spurgeon writes of this, "The end of our own wisdom is the beginning of our being wise." By faith, the psalmist has now, as should you and I, put our trust in the Lord to guide him, or us, in this life as well as to receive us afterward in glory. Verse 25 reads, whom have I in heaven but you, and beside you I desire nothing on the earth." Only a few verses earlier, the psalmist expressed his envy of those with worldly wealth, health, and honor. But now he is more like the man in Jesus' parable found in Matthew 13:44. It reads, "The kingdom of heaven is like a treasure buried in a field that a man found and reburied. Then in his joy he goes and sells everything that he had and buys that field. No longer will his wishes wander," says the psalmist, now empowered with a treasure of godly wisdom, apart from the weakness that he recognized in his flesh. The earth could offer him no other object that would tempt him to stray, or in either deed or thought. Are we willing to sell all and follow Jesus? When you share with others what you know pleases God, he will reassure you as well.